What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. My guest today is musician and comedian Davin Pang.
Hello.
Welcome, brother. So, we kind of were talking a little bit about this before we turned the camera on, but you released an album last year?
Yeah.
It was last year, right?
I'm pretty sure. Like, the COVID made years go by. Like,
I feel you, man. It was over the pandemic.
It was over the pandemic.
So was it something that, like, you just decided to pursue because of the pandemic and you weren't able to, like, flex your creative muscle in other ways, like on, doing comedy and shit? Or was it just something that you wanted to do from time?
Actually, in high school, I was rapping.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Okay.
Because, I don't know if this is sad or not, but, like, I think when you have, like, childhood trauma and stuff, like, you can't think as clearly.
Mm.
Like, because there's, like, some kids that are smart, but they go to school, they don't hear anything in class because it's like, oh, you're a shit kid, like, like, in the back of your head. So, like, when I was trying to rap, I was always like, how do they do this? And then one day I'm like, oh, if I just rap to songs, I can learn how to do the flows and I can learn how to write similar just by listening and repeating. And it was like the dumbest epiphany I had, but like in high school I was releasing these songs that were terrible and I wanted to do everything. So I was putting too much load. Like I was making the beats and I was rapping and I was recording and everything and learned how to mix very poorly.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I had a song called like "Put a Dick in the Purse," just to show her its worth, like, cause this dick ain't free, which is like this Kendrick Lamar song.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "This dick ain't free," because you know how like a lot of women are like, "Oh, you gotta buy me a Birkin for some pussy." Like there's all these.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of female rappers talking about, "Oh, like you better buy me a steak dinner," and you're like, really?
Yeah, but there's a lot of mixed messages too, bro. Like Destiny's Child, for instance, right?
Yeah.
They started off like, saying like, I ain't gonna be with you unless you can pay my bills. And then they moved to being independent women.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And then the guys left. like I thought.
What do you mean here? I don't know. So I definitely hear what you're saying, man. And I really actually like specifically one song, like legitimately still bump it every once in a while.
Oh, really?
Gucci, bro. Yeah.
Gucci?
Yeah.
Huh.
That I think is like my favorite song on Forever the Internet.
Wow.
Yeah. I really like the production on all of them is really good, and I really like when you started off, was it comedic? Or were you trying to be like a little more serious or?
I think it always sounded comedic because
Yeah.
I was like shouting in the mic because I could never hear myself because I didn't know how to record, and I was like my voice was higher.
So would you sound like 6'9" in the beginning or something? Like just
I don't know. I sounded
at the
like
mic a bit.
You know, like how Kevin Hart is like real talk, like he'd raise his voice. I sounded like that.
Okay.
And like it was too serious, so it made it worse. You know, like kind of like the disaster. What's that movie? The Room.
Yeah.
What's his name? Do you know what I'm talking about? The Room?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like he was taking himself seriously, but it's a joke.
Do you have another one planned? Are you working on some more shit?
Yeah, I got stubborn. Like, cause the last one my buddy produced. His name is Rashad, and he's in the Middle East. He's in the Middle East, like he lives there.
Okay.
But he listened to my early music.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Look, you suck, but I see potential," which no one ever said that. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't know. You're funny, you could do that. I don't know if you can make music," but he saw something, and I was like, "Well, maybe I'll try harder then."
Yeah, well, everybody has to start somewhere, man, and
Yeah.
I think. With music, especially like on the vocal side, like there's so much the way you sound, like how we're talking now is not exactly how you're gonna sound on a mic and when you hear it over.
Yeah.
And like just rapping on beat, a lot of like new guys that I just see like it's something that's like
it's not natural.
You gotta and figuring out like your voice, like even like do you know Cypress Hill, like Be Real?
Yeah, he had a different voice. Right?
Like his whole thing is like, just something that he, came up with over time and was just, and now it's like unique to him, you know what I mean?
No one else has it.
Yeah, so you got to start somewhere. Like, I'm sure somewhere down the line there's some like real early Cypress Hill where he does that Kevin Hart shit too at some point.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So.
Wow. Yeah. I remember reading about the Cypress Hill thing. Even Andre 3000.
Yeah.
He used to rap loud.
Yeah.
But you know Andre 3000?
Oh yeah.
Outkast, like, and now he kind of has like just
Outkast.
a speaking rap voice rather than raising his tone as much, because he used to he said he was like trying to do like gangster rap, but then someone heard him like freestyling at regular tone and they're like, don't ever rap any other way. Yeah They actually like I'm trying to think, but they had a really good documentary on fucking Netflix for a bit. I'm not sure if it's there anymore, but it was like their whole upbringing and just like where they came from, like just like 20 dudes making music in a basement and like Dungeon Crew.
Yeah, dude, and it was it's all that, and it was, I don't know, it's just inspiring when people like legit. There's nothing more uninspiring than like a riches to riches story. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something that I just love about underdogs,
I don't know. I feel like even if you're rich, like you probably still have something. You need to be talented regardless.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. I just think like the people that are not coming from struggle are less interesting. I'm not saying they're less talented or anything like that, like it's still to, perform on a high level, it takes a lot of talent regardless of whether you're, Justin Bieber or fucking, Nicki Minaj or fucking, it doesn't really matter, man. Like all these people that perform. I saw actually a fucking performance of, it's not Nicki Minaj, who's the other one?
The Cardi B?
Yes.
Really? Oh,
it was her. And she was like, and I know she's a mom and she's doing all this shit, but like, she was performing and her whole performance was just backtrack, bro. Like she was like adding like punches here and there.
But she was
like,
mainly a choreographer?
Bro, it was just, she wasn't saying anything.
Oh,
it was just like, the DJ was playing the vocals on the thing that he was playing, and she was just kind of like adding it in, like she was like, the backup vocals and shit. So I mean, I don't want to say everybody at the high level is as talented as each other, but I mean you gotta pass some sort of line to even get to that point, right?
You also
regardless,
have something that people like about you,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of sad to think about, but some people just don't have the it factor. Like, so there's, because like Seinfeld, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Brian Regan?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I honestly think Brian Regan is funnier.
I'm not even a big Seinfeld fan, man. To be honest,
I'm not either.
I can appreciate it.
I like it too, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like
the
funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
And even the show, Larry David was the reason why it was a lot funnier.
Yeah, I like Curb Your Enthusiasm way more than yeah.
Like what was that story about, like where he had an extra ticket to a baseball game, so he brought a hooker? Like,
just his whole cynical point of view. It's hilarious. Like, I definitely, if I ran into like a Larry David type in real life, I don't think I'd like him, but I enjoy watching him. You'd
probably think about him though. He'd
for
probably
sure.
be in your mind often.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing.
And there was only like a few episodes that like he was actually in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually just, Seinfeld is somebody that I didn't like until a few years ago. And I really just, maybe even like my teacher at Second City was, mentioning him, and he always he loves Seinfeld. I was just like, I don't get it, man. I think Seinfeld's like for old people. Then I got a little older and I was like, maybe not. Maybe I just didn't. I don't really like him though. I can appreciate his writing, but it's kind of like Russell Brand. I really like Russell Brand, but I fucking hate his stand-up, bro. I'll listen to him talk about like politics and fucking taking down the system and his podcast shit all the time. I like that. But
Russell Brand?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
The British comedian?
Yeah, the British guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people I don't know.
He had like a 3-year run. I feel like I always saw him everywhere for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's probably when he was dating Katy Perry.
Yeah, I think around that. But he had some momentum before, I think.
Like a few. Actually, yeah, I guess so. He was in a few like.
But then when they broke up, then things slowed down.
Yeah, that was it.
He went to rehab.
I wonder if it's yeah.
Something like
He's
that.
a smart dude, but
yeah.
I don't know, man.
But it's also British humor.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
No, definitely not.
Like, I used to not understand the British accent.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck British humor. Because it made me feel stupid, you know? But it was just me not listening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because Ricky Gervais is hilarious.
Oh, man. So funny. I just recently really started to appreciate... When he did all that shit at the... What was it? The Oscars?
Yeah.
That was when I was like,
yeah.
oh, who's this... Like... I knew who he was, and I seen him in some things, but I wasn't crazy about him, and that shit is just, like, badass to me. I'm like, oh, that's fucking punk rock, bro.
His comedy was...
And he stuck it to, like, everybody there, talking about, like, Apple, and just, like...
Yeah, he always, like...
God.
I think he's one of the few comedians that can actually put a issue into his comedy and make it funny still.
Yeah. Burr's, I think, good at that, and,
Wow, Chappelle.
Chappelle's probably up there, too, yeah. I try, honestly, dude, I like, and you, I think, we definitely have different styles when it comes to comedy, like, and, like, you definitely don't shy away from shit, and I fucking love that. And you were, like, very, like, when you performed at the monthly show recently.
The last one?
Yeah, the last one.
Or, like, last night, or the one before?
Well, this is going to come out in, like, 2 weeks, but,
so
yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, yeah, exactly. No, when you performed at the last one.
Yeah.
Just everything. You, like, the first thing you went out and said is, like, you white power.
Yeah.
And, like, me and Anna were in the back dying, bro.
Anna is Asian.
Yes.
So it's not just the white people laughing.
No. No. And it was super funny, and, like, to be honest, like, it's not like I'm scared to do shit. Like, there's been a lot of stuff where people are like, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, that's fucking funny. I'm doing that shit, you know? But, like, I just generally try to be more of a silly comedian. If I have some funny takes on some, like, serious stuff, I might go into it. But I love, like, what you're doing, you know?
But you know something great about your comedy is that you commit. Like, I couldn't somersault. Like, I'm just so stiff.
Oh, fuck. That hurt, dude.
Oh, yeah?
That hurt, yeah.
But you got up like you didn't hurt.
Yeah, right? Made it happen. That was a fun show, man.
I remember seeing you in Brampton, and you would pull down your pants at the end of your set.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and I'm like, that's so unique. It's funny, it's goofy. It reminds me of, like, Jackass a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, Andy Kaufman. Because you're doing like jokes, and then you're doing some other stuff. Like, you were like, it's like a mix, and then I was like, that could be so many styles, and you're just doing all of that.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know what I mean?
I love that fucking. I love Kaufman, and I love what he brought to the table. And yeah, it's funny because that joke, some people were like, there's something about being straight. And then I, like, let my pants drop or some shit. I can't remember exactly how it went right now. Right. But, like, I did a show at Canvas Bar maybe, like, a month ago.
Yeah.
Have you been to that place yet?
No.
Bro, it's on Lakeshore. It's a sweet, sweet venue. And someone actually was like, hey, dude, I saw you in Brampton and your pants dropped and all this shit. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, see, sometimes, man, I think comedians get too caught up in what other comedians think of them, and they're not thinking about what the people who are actually going to the show are thinking of them. You know what I mean? And that was just kind of like a moment where I was like, oh, that's cool, man. So many comedians were like, you know, they would give me looks or, like, you know, roll their eyes.
That's
like, he's not funny. He has to drop his pants to get laughs. But I just, you know.
I hate that shit, man, because it's like, what's the point of comedy? To be funny.
Yeah.
So do it the way you do it, no matter how you do it. Like, they were saying that about Jamie Foxx when he started. They didn't like that he sang during his act. They said it was cheating. No, it's just they couldn't do it.
Yeah, right.
Like I couldn't do the pants drop. I don't know if I could write that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that makes you exceptional in your own way. Because who's the pants dropping comedian? It's you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool,
at that time, you're not doing it now.
No, I haven't done it in a bit.
But you do unique things.
Thanks, man.
Like what was you were like sharing food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's special to me because that is like something to remember. Like that guy was eating with me. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool, man.
Like people are gonna judge. You can't, man. Like the approval of comedians, unless it's like a big name.
Yeah.
But even then,
yeah.
If you're making money, if you're successful,
yeah.
Who gives a shit?
When did you start doing stand up?
17.
17. I think, man, I'm not sure if you were 17 or 18 when I first saw you. And this might sound like we're just sitting here bigging each other up, but like, so good at such a young age, bro. And I started like 4 years ago. I'm like 36 now. I just wish that I started younger. Like, bro, it's all there for you, bro. And it's crazy when people are like, they don't know you to me, because I'm like, yo, this guy is fucking hilarious, and just oh my god. So many people start so late and you didn't, man. And you're fucking funny, and you're only gonna get funnier, really. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, people reach stagnance though.
Yeah, but like you're a natural at it, bro. You're a natural at it. You know what I mean? Like, even in the green room, like you were just, you were doing like funny voices and shit, just making, everybody laugh and shit. Like, it's just, I think for people some people have to work harder at being fun. Like, everyone has the potential to be as funny as each other, but some people just have to work a lot harder. And I think that, I mean, if you want it, it's there, and like, just ride the wave. I don't feel like, I mean, I don't know, how long it takes you to write things. Like, what is like how do you come up with like your premises, and like, how do you structure your jokes and things like that? How do you come up with things?
Well, I read that book, Comedy Bible by Judy.
Okay, yeah.
I read that book, and then I learned the terminology. Because that's really, I took some tests about the way I learn and the way I can get smarter or whatever, and like if I had a learning disability, I took this test, and they're like, you are someone that's detail oriented. Like, you like to know all the details, because like running into things is frustrating. I don't know if that's still true. I feel like I've changed since then. I don't know, but so like when I started, I'm like, I need to know everything about comedy, otherwise I'm not gonna be good. And I think doing comedy makes me less of a detail-oriented person, because you have to go up not knowing. Because, there could be, they might not all like you. You know what I mean? You could write the best joke to 60% of the population, but what about the other 40? You might go to a crowd with just that 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know, and so, like, that's part of the excitement, but, like, so I learned, like, premises and punchlines and setups, and I kind of internalized it, but the thing when I started, I just would free write. Like, I went to a fucking store, like, I always cursed when I wrote, like, this fucking store, and this fucking guys looking at me, and it wouldn't become a joke. And I'd always be like, what the fuck? But I would just sit down and write.
Yeah. Because
I think something about failing alone and then failing in front of people makes you better. No matter, like, I'm also a phony too. Like, I'm a hypocrite because I don't like failure, but it happens.
It's the best way to learn at the end of the day, man.
But some people take it harder than others.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? What's your typical thing to do after like a bomb? Like, because for me, generally, I'm like, fucking, all right, guys, I gotta go. I'm out of here, and I just kind of slap everyone and try to dip like as soon as possible, and then I dwell. Like, I usually take public transit home, so I'm dwelling for like an hour and a half.
Really?
On my way home. Oh man, it's the worst. And the worst is like bombing and then having another show.
and then the bomb is still in your head.
Like the same night. Oh
my
God.
It's a mind game.
But again, man, like you said, like you could have a joke that hits fucking, 5 shows in a row, and then the
next
6th
one
show it
bombs.
just doesn't, and it's like.
And then that devastates you because you're like, okay, will the rest of this work?
Well, that's also like kind of what we were talking about, like with music and like the things that I guess people don't think about when they're getting into music, like the on beat and like your tone and things like that.
I think you can just
in
go
comedy,
into it.
Like there's the joke writing and stuff like that, but then there's also like the reading the room,
performance,
and the actual and the performance aspect of it, and like being in the moment and being able to like just kind of detour maybe if something's not going right, and maybe you have another part that's like an add-on or like a even dirtier or nastier tag. It's just kind of. And I'm still like hosting is doing a lot of good for me, like with crowd work and things like that. But
you're
like,
a great host.
But oh, thanks, man. I'm definitely better than I was in the beginning. Like in August that'll be 1 year for the monthly show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely see improvement. I record them periodically. I really wish I recorded last night or 2 weeks ago, because it was a great show, man. I think everyone did well, and apparently, fucking after me and Anna were on, I kind of went out and was looking for you, and the security guy was like, "Oh, 2 people just left." Like, they said that there was something, like, they were offended by, like, your material. Oh. And so they went to the show in the cab room. Oh. And I was just like, fuck it, it was me and Anna. Like, what did we... Anna said some shit about Jeffrey Epstein. Like, I'm not going to fucking repeat the joke, but, like... I mean, I didn't... That's the only thing I could really... Yeah, it's the only thing I could really think that someone got offended about.
You know what? Sometimes... I didn't see Anna's set, but someone was telling me she's, like, yells her jokes, or, like, is it a loud delivery?
Sometimes.
A loud delivery?
Yeah, I find her hilarious, though, dude. Yeah. Like,
she has, like, I didn't really talk to her that much, but she has, like, you could see some people, like, I think she has, like, some star potential. Like, she looks like she'd be in films.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her that, but...
Yeah.
Because I'm awkward, actually. I don't know how to talk to women and stuff.
No, I mean... I definitely see it, man. I haven't known her for very long. There's certain people that you just... I don't know, man. I feel like I'm glad I know them now. To be honest, you're one of them. Pedro's another one. I'm like, oh my God, like I... Get you on my podcast before you're fucking too big to want to come on my podcast, you know what I mean? But
that'll be in years.
Toronto has so many.
There's so many good gems, and I get sad because, like, I feel like a lot of people are, like, so negative down here.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the same way in New York, but, like, Mark Pupovac?
Yeah.
Like, he went, and he was telling me something that's different, is that all the New York comics, like, tag each other and post each other a lot. Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, Mark did it, and then Mark would take a picture of me and says, Davin did it. And then I felt bad because he told me that after my set, and I didn't take a picture of him, but he took a picture of me, and I'm like, oh, man.
Eh?
And I have anxiety, so I'm like, oh, man, that would ruin our friendship. Like,
just apologizing for the rest of the night.
Oh, man. And he's not even thinking about it. He doesn't. Like, it's never as bad as it is in your head.
No, that's true, man.
Fucking.
So, like... You're writing songs, and you're writing comedy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do when you can't write? Like, do you have any ways to deal with writer's block, or do you just kind of like avoid it until you kind of you feel it again, or like what's your process?
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I like to go to a new place or a place I haven't been in a while, like grocery stores. I get a lot of material.
Yeah. Walmart, bro.
Like a Walmart. Like, and it's not even about products. I'll suddenly think, yeah, my father was a dick. You know? Like, it's just like, I'm just looking at films in the Walmart. There's getting less and less films in Walmart. You ever notice that? Like, remember that? The
It's over for all the physical stuff. And I'm a big fan. Like, you only saw like half of my stuff. That's not even half of my stuff.
I want to take a look.
Like 3/4 of my stuff is in my bedroom.
Yeah?
Yeah, my comics, like fucking just like a big thing of movies, and it's like, even me, bro, I'm buying less and less. I buy like some big ones, but I'm not buying them like I used to. Yeah, a lot of that shit.
Which one do you like better?
I like DC.
Me too.
I like You do?
Yeah, man.
Fuck
I'm not
yeah, dude.
as big, but I like is it Dark Horse?
Yeah.
That section, like oh fuck, what's his name? The guy who did The Boys and Preacher.
I'm gonna sound like horrible, but
Yeah,
I've only seen like half of the first season of The Boys.
Oh yeah,
everybody's telling me to watch this shit.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
No, you know the thing was, is I started it with my girl, and then she didn't like it, but I wanted to keep watching. She's not really into superhero shit.
But it's not about superheroes.
That's what I was trying to like be
but
like.
You know when you're in your head,
yeah,
you can't get over it.
Yeah, I know. And that's how she was. I had to like force her to go see Joker. And like Joker is like the least superhero comic book. It's so different.
No one even has a cape in the film.
Yeah, right. Like it's just. Yeah, I feel like I'm not like mostly what I do is just fucking not write when I get writer's block, but I kind of want to get out of that, you know. So I'm just trying to ask the writers.
You know what the writer's block thing that is good is because when you have writer's block, it's because you think that you need inspiration, and inspiration probably isn't real. Like, you just gotta write. You gotta sit down and you gotta write a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
But like setting small goals, like something that I like to do is like I just write a word or something. Like just let any thought. Like when I was young, I wrote down every thought. When I started, I'm still young, but like when I started writing jokes, I wrote down every idea, and and when I would free write, I would go look at the list of topics, and then I would write for like 20 minutes on each one or whatever I did, and then like if nothing came out of it, so be it. But like maybe like there's a reason why you have thoughts, right? And that shit can. Like, a bit about you dropping your pants could be a bit about Catholicism. Like, if you expand on it. Like, you know what I mean? You just... And, like, you hear... Like, Whitney Cummings or something was saying, like, she's like, I don't write, but, like, whenever I punch up a joke and sit down and write it, it gets so much better. So, lately, I haven't really been writing, but, like, I just write down an idea, and if you believe in it, I'll write down a bunch of ideas, but then the ones you believe in, I'll bring to stage. Mm-hmm. Bring to the stage and kind of riff it out.
Yeah.
And that's the funnest thing, right? If you see something that brings a fire in you, like, I don't know, like, what's the one? Like I have a bit about, like, that I'm kind of working on about how, like, you know you love your girlfriend when she lets you do the fantasies you want to do sexually, but you feel bad about them, but you still do them. And you come on her face and she's like, are you happy? And she has like a gray beard of cum. And you're just like, oh, I love you. And you're like wiping it out of her eye, but smudging it in her hair because it makes you cum. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, like that's like exciting to me because also it's true. When I'm dating, like there's some things like when I'm in love, there's some things I want to do and I'm like, I don't even want to ask her because I'm such a piece of shit. And she like every woman is wonderful. Every woman is splendid and you just do the worst things. And you're like, oh. Like I asked her to jerk me off with her feet. And I don't even like it. I was just trying it. And she's like, are you happy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just... And I'm like, why am I doing this? And so, like, that idea has been in my head. Another thing that I read about songwriters, but I think it works better for jokes, is that if you write a premise and then go to sleep, you might have the punchline the next morning.
That's interesting.
Because your brain's working on shit when you're not.
That's very interesting. I might try that. I do a lot of like premises and then I just fucking revisit, or if I like say some funny shit at work, I'll fucking write that down or
that's the best shit to do, right? But like write down the ideas where you're like, why did I even think that?
I'm trying to work on like crafting somewhat I mean, obviously there's only so much you can do when it comes to crowd work, but just like things to kind of come at the crowd with and have like different, angles just in case different
Like
people, wherever people are coming from, I have some smart ass shit to say and I'm just kind of like, that's what I think I'm least good at. Like it's like one of my strongest or one of my biggest weaknesses is just like crowd work, I think. And it's getting better for sure. But because I consider that, it's like that's like my, I don't want to say main focus right now, but that's like, I guess main focus.
Yeah, I try and give like because I love listening to like podcasts with comedians and stuff. More so ones that aren't run by the comedians, like just when they're interviewing a bigger comedian, sometimes they give great advice. Yeah. Like little tidbits. And I was listening to Jamie Foxx. He's one of the best. Yeah? And no one ever...
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
No, his stand-up.
Oh,
his stand-up is one.
Okay.
He doesn't have a podcast. Oh. He was in this interview with the R&B singer Tank.
Yeah.
Was it? Or maybe it was another interview. I don't know. I was listening to it too. And he was saying... if you want to get better at just being present and being on stage and you also want to get new bits, he does this thing called parachuting. You're like, oh, what's parachuting, right? That's nothing to do with stand-up, right? But it's like, with parachuting, you jump off, right? And then you let the chute go. So the chute is your material. Mm-hmm. Jumping off is talking to the crowd. Mm-hmm. And so Jamie does like 30 minutes to an hour on stage, right? Maybe, I don't know how long he does. But like, so he said he does the parachuting for 5 minutes, and then he pulls a chute, and then does his material. But he said every time he does it, he gets like one piece of something that could go in his act. Yeah. So that's something about, and it's, if you fail, you can rely on your material. Because most audiences, if you fail in the beginning, you can win them back. You just gotta believe.
It's definitely possible.
It's possible. Yeah. I've seen it happen. Yeah. Yeah.
I've had like horrible sets hosting, and then I knew they weren't well. Like one of my sets just after Stranger Things came out. Yeah. I was like just spoiling everything. Like straight out the gate, bro.
That's and why you're a comedian. Like
and I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't lead with that, but I did my 7 or 8 off the top, and then as in between the comedians, I was trying to win them back, and by the end, I think
got them back?
I think so, dude. Yeah. I think so. Most of them, There's definitely a few younger ladies in the front row, but in all honesty, like it's fucking like 2022. How are you? Like how are things not spoiled for you immediately after, bro?
Spoiled. Well, I mean? Not like to be on social media. Yeah. So I don't get spoilers. Okay, that's except for Spider-Man. Yeah. I was on YouTube and the ending was spoiled.
Fuck, man. The No Way Home, eh?
The Zendaya part at the end? Yeah. I'm not, you know what I mean? But like, but that part, I was like, fuck, why? Like, now I know. Like, I don't know. Like, I enjoyed the movie, but then in the end, I got a headache because I was like, I know. I was just bitter about it. Yeah. But like, man, Twitter is like an evil film spoiling, show spoiling site. Can't do it.
I don't even think I have any things like that on like my fucking Instagram or Facebook. But like, you just always, especially if you have TikTok and shit, you don't fucking fuck with TikTok, eh?
I don't like TikTok.
I don't like TikTok either, dude.
It's like Vine, and that shit's rotting your brain, bro.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to sound like a fucking nerd, but like it just like
you're not wrong though, dude.
Like if you this is why I think like a lot of people don't really talk about this, but like porn is bad because it's like, so when you watch porn, like just one video, right? I'm not judging anyone.
Yeah.
Me too. but like when you watch that, your brain, your what is that? Like your cave people brain is seeing you in your head thinking you're fucking that woman when you watch the porn. Now most people don't just watch one. They got like men. I don't know how women do it, but like men, it's like 65 tabs, and some of them are like cum compilations. So you've watched like 2,000 women, and what's that doing to you? You're forgetting shit the next day, like, because you came so much and you saw all these women. Now you can't remember your mom's birthday and shit.
Yeah, dude. You hear a lot about just like people get too into porn and then they just can't fuck because they're just like too used to watching
someone
fucked up shit or whatever the case is.
And it's like, and it's not a like. I mean, moderation or whatever, but it's like we don't live in that era of moderation. You know what I mean?
I like to imagine women aren't as nasty and their porn is like
that's probably
20 minutes of conversation and then just like 3 minutes of like softcore stuff. You know?
I just imagine all women watch lesbian porn, but like that soft stuff with piano music in the background.
For sure, piano music, and then be like
there's candles.
Yo, yeah, definitely. The windows are open and the fucking blinds are kind of blowing a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that shit's.
Men are just watching the worst shit possible on the dark web. It's not even Pornhub anymore.
Busty Asian bukkake, bang.
But she's now Nigerian. You're like, what? Is she in blackface? You're like, oh my god.
Can non-white people do blackface?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because then well, maybe if everyone can do each other's face. Yeah. Like black people are doing yellow face.
Yeah. That's strange. I feel like the only thing I've ever seen that's like along those lines is Chappelle's whiteface. That I'm just like, oh yeah, this shit's hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's so funny, dude.
It's so funny. Yeah, and that came. I think that bit came from when Eddie Murphy did it on SNL.
Oh yeah,
the one where he did like this. He's like, this is a documentary. I'm gonna pose as a white man, and he has like the worst disguise, but he has like this shit mustache and like slick back Trump hair.
Oh shit! I don't think I've seen that.
He goes into a store and he's like, "Good evening," and they're like, "Hello," and then like there's like I don't know, like a non-white family in there, and then they leave, and then he goes to buy the thing from the convenience store owner who's white, and then he goes, and he gives it to her for free, and they're like, "We found out so much about being white," like how great.
I gotta check that shit out. That's hilarious.
It's probably the funniest like SNL sketch from the 70s, like because the older stuff was I was watching it, I'm like, it's not that good.
Like the SNL?
The old SNL, I don't know.
For me, with SNL, it's kind of like Mad TV. Like, there's just, like, a certain era that I love more than anything else.
Andy Samberg is my favorite.
Yeah. Andy Samberg's yours? I like Chris Farley, bro.
Oh, yeah? That was yours?
Yeah, that's, like, that time.
What, yeah.
That's kind of... And, yeah, like, Mad TV, I would say probably...
Mad TV was great for, like 7 seasons.
Who the fuck was on it, though?
Bobby Lee,
Ari Spears, Mike McDonald. There was Deborah Wilson.
Key and Peele. Key and Peele.
And who was the big dude?
Is he bald?
Will Sasso.
Yeah,
like they had... Man, even back in the day, I kind of liked Mad TV more than I like SNL.
I still like it more.
Yeah?
They were so much more offensive. And they did it... they did sketches rather than live. Mm. And I think that made it better. But like Stewart, you remember Stewart?
Yeah,
Stewart! Like that. I don't even know how they came up with that. It's so funny.
Spears has some good stuff too.
Ari Spears' comedy is criminally underrated. Like just a stand-up.
Yeah.
You ever see it?
I've seen like I think one special. Like maybe like five years ago or something.
Yeah, you gotta revisit it. Like I think if he wasn't so hard to get it, or he would like he always talks about how he was hard on like industry people, so they didn't let him into the industry.
Like blackballed him, kind of.
Yeah, they kind of blackballed him, but like if he didn't get blackballed, like I think he would have been like in Chappelle level status, because I honestly think like he's one of those funny minds that like just didn't get appreciated.
Yeah.
Like he still got specials, but like he could be like here.
Has he released one recently? What's his most recent one?
Like for 2012 maybe.
Oh, that might have been that. I think that probably was the one I saw then.
Yeah. Like it was a while ago.
But he was easily like one of the best parts of like Mad TV's like history.
All the impressions he could do.
Yeah.
And did them well.
Yeah. Better. He did Shaq, no?
Yeah.
He had a good Shaq.
Yeah. The talent, man.
All right, dude. Well, this is gonna be the last time we're doing the treats on Pillow Talk. Recently, I had like a few episodes ago, like a buddy just kind of say like, oh, like when I listen to your podcast, I always like fast forward through the eating snacks part and all this shit, and I don't know. I just been kind of thinking about it. I've been doing it since like day one. And I'm like, what does it add? Does it add anything? Is it just annoying people?
Maybe it's like an ASMR kind of thing.
That's well, we started talking about that too.
Jerking off to your videos and he didn't tell you. Can't judge
anyhow, I don't think it really adds much to it anymore. So I'm not gonna. And fucking Tokyo Treat didn't sponsor me. Fuck you, Tokyo Treat.
What is that?
But yeah, dude.
Tokyo Treat, is this like a...
Yeah, so these are snacks from Japan. It's like a monthly subscription box. And they just send you like a whole bunch of shit from Japan, and this kind of explains.
How much is it?
Oh, I don't know. Like,
is it expensive?
Like $50, 60
a month?
$60 with shipping. Yeah, but I didn't get it every month. I would get one like every like 2 or 3 months.
And then you would go through it
because I just do it on this. You know what I mean?
So you get like a lot of stuff, or
yeah, and they have some decent stuff. What the fuck is this?
Donut sticks.
Donut sticks. That's it, bro. Sakura donut sticks. All right, and then this one is some next shit. Usually you get to like
it in Japanese.
Usually
it's not in
you
English.
get to like pick fucking, but there's only 2 left, and I'm not getting it again. So
you're done with. Have you tried everything?
Oh, I definitely haven't tried everything, but I mean, I get the gist.
Do you like it?
They like their corn. You know, they like rice. It's some of the stuff is good, some of it's not good, but yeah, yo, let's try this shit out.
Okay.
What are these? Sakura matcha? Some chocolate matcha.
Okay.
So that's what that is. And
Should I open it? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Okay.
Donut sticks. There's 3 of them.
Donuts.
Sticks. All right, let's see. I'll try this first.
All right. Do you take off your shirt while you eat it, or?
I mean, we can, dude.
I
never have.
Tan.
Is that just how you eat your snacks? Like, I just spill shit always on my shirt?
I just feel so bad about it, so I have to take off my clothes and sit there. Wow. I like that.
It's not bad.
I'm going to save it.
No, bro, you can have more. You actually like it? You don't like it?
I do like it. I know it's coming across like I don't like it. But I do, but I'm trying not to eat much sugar.
Oh, for real, eh?
Yeah.
Shit, that was Pedro too on the last episode.
So I'm like, this is like me going crazy right now because I haven't had like sugar properly in a minute.
For real, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I apologize, bro.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I was kind of excited.
It wasn't my idea.
I think I like this. No, they're equal.
This tastes like something I've eaten before. This kind of tastes like something.
This is wonderful.
Yeah, this is different.
This feels like a 7-Eleven snack.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that?
Fuck with this.
Hope I'm no mess.
I think back in the day they used to have a donut called a cherry stick. It was kind of just like this. It was like a fritter, but with cherries.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it reminds me of. Very similar. That's it. No more of this shit. Well, that was loud. Sorry. I guess we'll get into top 5, sir.
I wrote them down so I didn't forget.
No, totally. I do the same thing, bro.
My memory's not good.
And it's funny because when I started off, like the very first episode was Jam Easy.
Really?
And I probably talked about this before, but and I didn't give him a heads up, like how we kind of talked about things and stuff before.
Yeah.
I didn't do that with him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're here. Top 5 these." You know, and it was like hard, and so I started giving people like a heads up. Not necessarily struggling, but I mean,
Jam Easy could coming up
with certain things like off the top of your head. Like some are hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you like, I don't know, like Denzel Washington movies. Like what? I got to see everything he's been in. You know?
You know what?
Before I can come up with them.
You know what's in my top 5 Denzel Washington movies?
Okay, you can.
Flight.
Flight?
Have you ever seen Flight?
I don't think I have seen Flight, yo.
Flight is one of the better 2.5 to 3 hour movies.
All right.
It's about an alcoholic pilot, and he the plane crashes not because of him, but because you know how they have malfunctions sometimes, like someone misses a step on the like the aero mechanics or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it crashes, but he saves everyone. because for some reason, because he was drinking, he was more creative, and he landed it. And then they did these flight simulators with other top pilots, and everyone crashed. And they're like, "How the fuck did you do it?" And they're also like, "You also had alcohol in your blood." And it was him coming to terms with it. That movie was insane. I was like, oh my god.
It's like Space Jam when they're fucking giving out that like special juice. That's his special juice, bro. Just give him a couple shots, man. He'll land your fucking plane.
Just ease it, ease it. That's a line in the movie.
I gotta check that out, bro.
It's so good, man.
Check that out.
And then everyone, it's the guy who did Back to the Future did it, Robert Zemeckis.
Okay. I don't even know his name, to be honest. The director, yeah?
Yeah, and Forrest Gump.
Oh, shit.
That guy did it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm putting like 3 movies that aren't related at all.
You'll start with fucking Spike Lee movies then?
Spike Lee movies.
Because Denzel Washington was in fucking most of them, I feel like.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of them anyway.
My Spike Lee movies, I gotta do, like, the most classic one is Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is.
She's Gotta Have It I actually probably like that better.
Okay.
It's his first movie. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It didn't make my cut though, but I do like it. I've seen quite a few actually of
I just went through them all in the pandemic pretty much.
Nice.
And then Malcolm X.
Yeah.
That movie made me cry like a bitch.
That's a serious movie, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
The Inside Man. Inside Man is great.
Yeah. And
this one is not good, but I like it for some reason. It's She Hate Me. You ever seen that one?
I don't know.
About the sperm donor for lesbians?
No.
Spike Lee does a movie where, for some reason, lesbians are like, I want to sleep with a straight man to have a baby rather than just get sperm.
Yeah.
And so he's fucking these ladies, and they're like, oh my god, this dick is so good. But that's not how lesbians are. And all the lesbians are super hot.
Yeah.
Like Kerry Washington is a lesbian in it, and it's like... But it's so weird, and I like it. And there's like a scene where... Because he keeps impregnating these women. Anthony Mackie, you know Anthony Mackie?
Yeah, yes.
He's the main character.
Okay.
And his face is on all the sperms going into the body, and he's like, ah! Like, there's like a scene, and I'm like, this movie is incredible. Because it's like, how do you go from, like, Malcolm X to this? Like, I don't know.
That's good.
Like,
that's good, though, man.
Incredible, man.
That's good. You don't want to be...
You don't want to be in a box.
You don't want to be like a painter who only uses blue. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... I get it, man.
That's a good scene.
I get it. And that actually sounds pretty fucking interesting. Like, I want to check it out.
It has pacing issues and everything, but I liked it.
Yeah. Was that 5?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go with... I have a few of yours on my list, too. Inside Man is my number 1.
Yeah? Oh, we got... Okay. I didn't have an order for these.
Okay. It's all right. You don't have to put any in order.
No order.
25th Hour, which is with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
He Got Game.
Yes.
Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
And Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of good shit, though, man.
Was yours in order?
Yeah, mine were in order.
Order.
Yeah. Inside Man is probably...
So sick.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite heist movies.
Probably. What's the best?
We were talking about Town the other day.
That's your favorite?
I think that's my favorite.
That one is so underrated.
Yeah, it is.
No one ever talks about it.
Very rarely, man.
But it probably has one of the worst sex scenes.
Oh,
Do you remember
yeah?
that at the bar? And he's like, "Do you want to fuck?" And then he goes, and then he comes, and then she leaves, and it's so awkward. And I remember I watched that as a kid, and I'm like, "Is this sex?"
Is that your go-to when you're quoting The Town?
Do you want to fuck? I don't even think that's a line. Like, I make up lines in films, and
I always go to
don't remember.
Who the fuck do you think you are? That's all, like, he's talking to the cop.
You see this lower back tattoo? I was in the heist.
Or no, he wasn't talking to a cop. He was talking to that fucking old guy who ran the flower shop, bro.
I don't remember it.
He's like, who the fuck do you think you are? The only man in Charlestown with a gun? You know? And I'm not even doing it. I feel like you do the Boston accent. I'm not really good with accents, bro.
But that's funnier. Never forget, a bad accent is better than a solid one.
Okay.
Like...
I like that.
Like, you know, Hassan Chowdhury?
Yeah.
We had this sketch that we were doing together. Well, I would film it. But he did he wanted to do Gordon Ramsay's sketch where he was Gordon Ramsay. But I'm like, but you're brown. I don't know. I don't want to be limiting.
Yeah.
But I'm like, put a twist on it, maybe. Like maybe. I don't know. So we came up with Gordon Ramsay Khan.
Okay.
And he did a shitty British accent where he would do his regular voice.
Yeah.
And then he'd go, yeah. And that was his British accent. And we would go to like McDonald's, and he'd be like, "This is the worst burger I've ever had," and he would throw it on the ground and then apologize after.
Did you guys actually like put this out?
It's on his channel.
Oh, bro, I gotta check that out.
It's funny, but it's like it's awkward. It's great, but like yeah, like the accents. I don't know. Sometimes I hear someone do a bad accent. I'm like, that might be better.
If I was saying someone who's actually good at accents, like I've heard Alex DeWitt.
Alex DeWitt does Jordan Peterson.
Phenomenal Jordan Peterson, bro. And I just heard him do Rogan recently, and it's not bad, bro. It's pretty fucking good, yeah. I've heard the Peterson one a few times. This is the first time I heard Rogan, and I was like, oh wow, I don't know, bro. I think he does like Eminem or something.
Could you imagine he did like a lot of black comedians? Like he just did Tracy Morgan really well? Like I'd be like, what?
Oh god, that's got to be next now. Fucking hit him up, like, bro. This is your challenge.
Chris Tucker.
Tracy Morgan again. He's another one that's underrated.
Tracy Morgan. I can't do it.
His Black and Blue special I really liked.
Yeah.
What about comedians then?
Comedians.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. Bill Burr. I just recently added Joe List, but my list changes all the time.
Yeah.
Like a honest list, like or like a strong comedians list would have like Richard Pryor and George Carlin in there. But what I'm enjoying right now is like those guys.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx has I don't know, like he's so talented, and because he can do so many things, that allowed him, I think, to be a better performer than some other guys.
Yeah. Definitely, I think, when... Yeah, like, even music can help you. Like, I'm doing wrestling, like, doing reffing, and I've even been able to, like, I train with the wrestlers there, and obviously I'm not doing all this shit, but I'm there listening to everything, like, the coaches are saying, and, like, talking to, like, obviously they do the physical things, but then they'll sit down and they'll talk about, like, character development and things, and how, like, like just because you're something doesn't, like, oh, you're a dentist, but, like, that's not a character, that's just an occupation. And he's like, what does your character eat for breakfast? What do they listen to when they're angry? What do they... And he's like, putting it in these way, and I'm like, wow, like, that's super...
Just for wrestling,
bro. And I've been able to take that from that and, like, kind of, put it into comedy a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm a little bit of an exaggerated version of myself on stage.
We all are.
Yeah, but, like, some people, like, do full-on characters, I don't really want to be that guy. Because
like Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
And I don't think he left that character.
Yeah, right?
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of unnecessary work when I'm comfortable being myself,
Who's another character?
Who was the one that Kaufman did? What was his name?
Ooh, I don't know him that well.
Fuck, he had had this character. Oh my god, I should really know this. But he had a character that he did, and, like, even when he died, like, his manager, like, after Kaufman passed away, like, a week later, his manager,
was he playing, like,
Clifton? Tony Clifton.
Tony Clifton?
Fucking Christ. Yeah, that was the character. Okay. And then, like, a week later, someone, performed as that character, and it was just, like, this just crazy moment of, like, Kaufman no one makes you think like Kaufman made you think, and he just puts you in these situations that a lot of the time weren't comedic, but
like when he was doing
like
the women's wrestling,
you're gonna remember, and that
the women's wrestling is
the whole wrestling thing was wild, dude. I thought it was real when I was young, bro. Yeah. Not like wrestling, but I thought the shit that he was doing was like, oh my god, like he went on like David Letterman and got like smacked out by Jerry the King Lawler and shit. I was like, oh my god, it was fucking wild. But for some reason he would be on my top 10. I think Kaufman, but he's not on my 5.
Who's your 5?
Rogan,
Okay.
Chappelle,
Okay.
Mark Forward.
Mark Ford. I don't know. Mark
You know,
Ford.
he's like more of like he's a Canadian dude. He like you watch Letterkenny?
Yes.
He's
Well,
the
not
hockey
really.
coach. He's the hockey coach in Letterkenny.
I heard of it. That's what I meant to say.
He's a librarian in Mr. D. He's like, I don't know, just a Canadian legend. My favorite Canadian comedian.
Do you like Rick Mercer?
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's alright.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of his stuff, it's like, it's
Too political?
not, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, some of it's good, and then I'm like, I need something else, bro.
I don't think I've ever seen him live.
I don't think I have. I've just
Mark?
seen, what's the Mercer report that he does, right?
No, the other
Oh, Mark Forward.
Mark Forward.
Yeah, he's
good?
He came from Oakville. I don't know where he lives now. But
Have you seen him live?
before I was even doing comedy.
You saw him.
Yeah, I saw him like 10 years ago, and like 2 months ago, his show was right before mine, and it was like this real cool, like, not necessarily that I've made it moment, but it was like, I feel like I'm like gonna do the same room that one of my favorite comedians is leaving. I was talking to him as he was leaving, and I was coming in. It was just this cool
special,
fucking,
man.
Yeah, man. But he's great, dude. And like a lot of people, because he's kind of like more of a local dude, a lot of people, I don't know, I just don't hear the best things about him, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But man, they always shit on you like when you're here, but then when you leave, they're like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah. That's why I just, yeah, man, I'm not...
Don't they say you
Try
gotta
to
like
avoid
leave?
that shit.
They say you gotta leave your city to really get fans or something? I don't
There's
know.
some sort of saying like that.
I'm
though.
always butchering sayings. Life is like a box
I would like to get out
know?
of fucking the GTA.
of tissues.
All right, so forward number 3.
Yeah.
Carlin is my number 4, and then Bill Burr is my number 5. So you have some common ground too. You saw his new one, eh?
It's amazing.
Oh, buddy, so good.
I never seen someone so successfully do fat woman jokes.
Abortion. I said
I
this
think
on
that's
the
how he
last
closed
episode.
it.
I think that's like my favorite abortion joke of all time. I don't think you could have done it any better. It's like, who's gonna be angry? How can you be angry? You know,
he didn't have an opinion. Like
he made fun
did,
of,
but yeah.
like it's either everyone's gonna be angry or no one's gonna be angry. I don't know if there's been any backlash, but he is white, so they're obviously not gonna come at him as hard as they come at Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? I feel like some people, man, it's like when Eminem is getting like, you know, famous and people are like really critiquing his shit, talking about like this and you're like, yo, there's like a lot of rappers I could show you that are way worse than Eminem when he was at his peak. You know, and it's like because they're just not big, or they're not this
so
certain
underground
thing that it's like no one's
Eminem
talking
is like
about that.
tame compared to some guys.
Yeah,
like,
man,
some
that's what I'm
guys,
saying.
That horrorcore.
Yeah, it gets like, you know,
Even
a lot of it's
Big-
too much. I think, you know,
Big
but
Al-
to each their own.
Big Al had some fucked up shit to say.
Gone before his time too, bro.
Yeah.
I for sure believe he like would have been bigger than Jay-Z, bro.
You think so?
I do. I think he'd probably still be. I think Big Al had the potential to be like a KRS-One, you know, where it's like not necessarily.
KRS-One isn't bigger than Jay-Z in a landslide. Like,
I mean, it depends who you talk to. I would say definitely if it comes to money, yeah. I would even say I like Jay-Z a little more, like because he was coming out with shit. Like his good shit when I was like, I don't know, in high school.
Yeah.
But like, as far as like longevity and just being, for me anyway, I just think, and we could argue, but I just think he's been more consistent and
Jay-Z?
he's still, I was saying KRS, man, even though,
KRS.
yeah, like when you talk to like hip hop heads,
That's what they're saying.
you know, like there's a lot of like, and I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the shit, you know, but Jay-Z gets fucking, you know, he's stolen a lot of lines from this or whatever and shit
But
like
isn't
that.
that not stealing, but like homage?
I agree. I
don't like people
I
saying
think
that.
like if it's like a little or like just like kind of a little bit of a like just a section of something. There's I don't know, fine lines though. Like there was a situation like if you're just doing like just like, you know, kicking the dough, waving the fo. Like I've heard like 6 different rappers use that exact part. You know?
I don't think that's bad.
And I don't think it's stealing. But if you're doing like,
if you took a whole
if you
verse,
do like 4 sentences, that's stealing.
That's stealing,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
And like, yeah, that's like a big issue I have with like, and I want to fucking respect him, bro. I'm not really into Drake's music, but I want to respect him because he's from Toronto and stuff. And I don't know if you're a Drake fan, but like he just fucking, I've like seen clips where he's like jacked like half verses. He paid some fucking like unknown rapper like $250,000, so like
still a lot.
It wouldn't fucking.
That's still a lot of money though.
No, I'm not even saying like ghostwriting. Like he because he stole it.
Or he took it from.
Yeah, he took it, and then the guy found out, and then he was like, "All right, we're gonna settle. I'm gonna give you $250,000, and then kind of sweep it under the rug."
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And so like certain things like Coldplay, they won a Grammy for a song that they stole, dude. And they went to court.
You hear about Led Zeppelin?
What's up with that?
You never heard about Led Zeppelin?
I don't know.
Like, most of their songs aren't written by them.
Oh, shit,
like,
for
like
real,
Stairway to Heaven, all that stuff is, like, stolen from, like, soul albums or something.
Really?
Read about it. It was crazy.
I never heard that.
Yeah, because they probably buried it, because everyone's hero is Led Zeppelin. Like,
right?
if you like rock, you know Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. This isn't actually... Wait. Is it on this side? Yeah. This isn't actually Led Zeppelin. Everyone always thinks this is like a fucking thing for Zeppelin. And they do use the symbol, the Trinity symbol.
Do they?
Yeah, because they have, I guess, 4 symbols to represent... I don't know. Anyways, it's not Led Zeppelin. My neck does not represent Led Zeppelin. Did I say 5 comedians?
Yes. You ended it with Bill Burr.
Right.
Is that 5th?
Yes, sir. What about British shows?
Well, British shows, I couldn't remember one of the names, but I wrote down most of them somewhere. The IT Crowd.
Uh-huh.
The British Office. I guess this is the original Office.
Yeah.
Sherlock. Luther. And then there's this high
Luther,
school.
yeah.
This high school show that was really good, and it was like about sex, but I can't remember what it was called. Skins.
Skins?
You ever heard about that?
No.
Very horny show.
I only know The Office and Luther out of your list.
Well, Sherlock, you know Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh shit! Yeah,
remember
okay.
everyone
okay.
was
There's
like
so many
Sherlock?
versions of that. I was unsure of. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about though. Yeah.
That one was so big, and that was pretty great. But I feel like those are pretty mainstream. Like I'm sure, like Britain has some great shows that I can't even remember.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, I've watched more.
Ooh.
What you got?
There was one. Chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
Or bubble gum. Chewing gum or bubble gum about this girl who was trying to get laid.
Okay.
She was like a younger, like maybe 20 something. She's like, I gotta get some dick, and it's like a very funny show.
Oh no.
I don't remember the actress's name, but I think she wrote it.
Okay.
But like all these British like shows are so incredible, and they're shorter because they don't have as much advertising. But like they take chances.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of like stories that like about people rather than like these big action stories like in shows that are quite unique.
I haven't seen The British Office actually, and
it's
just got into Ricky Gervais. Really, eh?
It's like so short.
Oh wow!
It's like 3 episodes per season, and then a final episode that's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Great.
So it's not a big commitment then. I should fucking check that shit out too.
I think
I gotta make a list of all these things I need to check out, dude.
Man, you can't get them all.
No,
it's okay.
I know. There's so much shit anyway, bro. They'll get added though. The Office has already been on there.
The Office, but a lot of people didn't like it. But I think it's better because that's a real boss. Like Ricky Gervais played season 1 Steve Carell, which apparently a lot of people hated. But that was
season 1?
Season 1 people hated, and I had no idea why. Because they're like, yo, Steve Carell's such a dick. I'm like, but that's a bad boss.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the show. But then he became lovable.
Yeah.
And Steve Carell was still great in the American Office. Like probably the best part about it. Him and Dwight, I think, were the best part.
I like Dwight a little more.
Yeah?
Steve Carell's hit or miss for me, but it's funny because I hated on The Office for a while. And then my current girlfriend made me watch it, and I was like, all right, it's not that bad, you know?
You said current? Current, like it might be another.
No, like.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna edit that shit. No, I'm not. I barely edit this, but
sorry.
no, it's okay. She is my current girlfriend. I was just saying that because I had girlfriends in the past that liked the show that I was like, nah, like I'm not.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
I don't want to watch it. I don't really. Steve Carell is like half the time he's good, half the time he's bad. But I started liking him in The Office, but I definitely think the earlier on stuff is better.
Season 1, Steve Carell was like crazy.
Season 1 was a kind of a different vibe from the rest of the show.
That because they were actually staying true to The Office UK.
Yeah.
Which is just The Office, but we have to say UK because no one knows, no one cares about original shit.
For me, I'm going Afterlife, number 1. Did you see that with Ricky Gervais?
No, is it good?
Oh man,
it's good.
It's real intense. Like it's not strictly a comedy. There's definitely sad parts, but like overall, I would say it's what do they call them? Dramedies, drama comedies. Yeah.
But then there's less laughs than you were hoping for.
But it's just good.
That's just good. Okay.
It's good regardless of whether you're laughing or not. Like you get invested and you like the people. And again, it didn't go on forever. And like they only did 3 seasons.
And did it get canceled or did it?
No. He's like, this is it. He's
okay.
Like the story that I'm telling is
concluded?
only gonna get. Yeah, that's it.
That's nice when they stop it fairly soon. Like sometimes
and they don't fucking drain it, and then it becomes shit. Like Lost. You ever see Lost?
Yo, I started in the middle.
Bro, I'm watching that right now, and I was
weird.
like, I forgot a whole bunch of stuff.
How far are you? Oh, you watched it before.
I did watch it before.
Do you remember like when they revealed that the Asians could speak English well?
Yeah,
and you're like, what the fuck?
It's been 4 seasons, and they're just like...
They're all of a sudden, they speak it perfectly, because they're like, yeah, we should probably give them dialogue.
Like, I like it, but as seasons go on, I like it less and less, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, now, cool, it's like, once they're not... You're not even on the island anymore. I don't even know what's going on. Like...
It was confusing.
It is confusing. This is the second time watching it, and I'm still confused, dog. All right, so Afterlife number 1, Fleabag number 2.
I haven't seen that one. Is it good?
Fleabag is really good. Yeah. The main is like Phoebe Waller. Something. She has like 3 names, but I can't remember the third one.
Fleabag.
But it's really good, and then I'm going Man vs. Bee for number 3.
Did you? I wasn't.
You didn't like it, eh?
I wasn't. I guess maybe Mr. Bean would be in my list, actually. I would take out Sherlock and put Mr. Bean.
Okay. I can't believe I didn't fucking think of Mr. Bean.
I just realized that.
See, this is all like recent stuff that I've watched. That's why. See, this was...
Man vs. Bee, you like that?
I did like it, bro. I like that there was like no point. And it was just like this stupid shit. And
I thought the bee, the whole time I was thinking the bee was part of the scheme, like it was a robotic bee.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, oh my god, that's interesting. And then in the end it was just the bee. And I was like... And he goes to jail for 3 months, like all that... I watched the whole thing, but I wasn't...
It was very Mr. Bean-esque, too. I think if they
if only they had, like, the dong, like those gongs in the beginning.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. Mr. Bean is fucking classic, too. That should probably be on my list. Okay, so I'm going to do Sick Note for number 4. Have you seen that?
I have not.
It's pretty decent. It's fucking...
Good way to sell it. Yeah, it's alright.
No, man. So this Rupert who plays...
Harry Potter guy?
Yes, thank you. He plays like this guy who's like diagnosed with cancer, and so he's diagnosed by Nick Frost,
who is the guy
fat dude from
Hot Fuzz.
Yes, he's the chubby dude out of that duo, and he's the doctor, and he's just like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And he, tells this guy he has cancer, and this guy goes through all these motions of like explaining and doing things in his life.
Yeah.
And like grieving, and then finds out he doesn't have it, but he's like, I'm gonna continue to live like I have it, and so. I thought it was really good. Oh, I think they only did 2 seasons.
Did it conclude, or...?
I'm not sure.
No?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Huh.
And then, honestly, I had a show called The Landscapers, which is kind of like this quirky comedy, murder mystery type thing with like this older couple.
Huh.
And I think I'm going to replace that with Mr. Bean. But honorable mention to The Landscapers. I got it, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Bean
There's probably some next shit that I forgot, too, that I'm like,
You ever
You
heard
know?
of Black Adder, the thing he did before Mr. Bean? Or I
No.
don't know if it was after, but it was like another sketch thing
No.
that he did. I don't know if I liked it. I watched it when I was like 7,
Yeah.
so I didn't understand it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's considered to be good comedy.
Let's do superheroes next.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. I did not write a list for that one, but I can think on the spot.
I can go first if
Okay,
you want. If
okay.
you want to.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going. Mine's all like traditional because I'm a fucking comic book nerd. But Batman is my number 1.
Yeah.
I cheat and I put Ninja Turtles in the number 2 spot.
Do you have one in particular or all?
Raphael. Bro.
Raphael. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Maybe who's the purple one?
Donatello.
Donatello is probably second.
Yeah, it's funny because they actually had for like one show, they had like another purple one. It was and it was a girl, bro. It was a girl
Whoa.
turtle. Yeah.
Did she have like?
And she had like a light purple bandana.
Did she have like a breastplate, like
yeah, like
a
yeah.
rock bra?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. She had like I don't know differences. Like she didn't just
Yeah.
look like the other guys. You know.
That'd be funny though if like female
was a
turtles
horrible
look
show,
like
though.
the same. Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just bad. That's why like no one ever talks about it. But
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'd ever.
I think, yeah. What did I say? Ninja Turtles and then
Ninja Turtles,
Red Hood,
Red Hood,
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
Spider-Man.
Who's Arsenal?
Arsenal is Red Hood. Do you know who Red Hood is? Red Hood is basically like a Robin who left Batman. And once he left Batman, he became like his own thing. Like there's Nightwing too.
Wasn't that the in? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so, basically, Arsenal is Green Arrow's ex-sidekick. And once he left Green
You like
Arrow,
him better than Green
he
Arrow.
became he's more like techie, bro. You know, like he's just and he's a little smarter. Green Arrow is just like more aggressive. I don't know, but yeah, I like him a little more.
And you said for my superheroes, they don't have to be superheroes.
No, I mean you can do whatever. People do like their whole 5, like just non-superheroes, teachers.
2 superheroes are comedians.
Okay.
Louis C.K.
Hell yeah.
is a superhero to me.
Okay.
I mean, allegations, whatever. Sorry, I guess, but like,
you fucking don't have to apologize.
No, I mean, I'm sorry for him that he. I feel bad because I don't know if that was. I don't know what happened, so I don't. But Louis C.K. was one of those people that made me think differently, and also reminded me, oh, we can be gross. It's okay to be disgusting, like even have awful thoughts. There's nothing wrong with that because everyone has them. You just don't say them out loud. And then Chris Rock is another hero because this guy's just fucking funny. I don't know. I should have put him on my list. I don't know why.
Took that slap from Will Smith like a champ.
I know, right? And he kept going.
Yeah.
He made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good one. It was all right.
Yeah, I actually also think. Did you see Lewis's recent special? Or he might have even come out with like a newer one. But like his first special since
that he
the
came
scandal.
back where he was like,
where he
"How was
addressed
your
it.
last 2 years?"
Yes, yeah.
I saw it live.
I thought, oh no, you went to Yucks, eh?
And I went in Niagara Falls too.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
damn, that
'Cause they
shit
were
sold
cheap.
out so fast, bro. I didn't even know about Niagara Falls, or I probably would have looked in there. But he had like 5 shows in Toronto.
Well, I bought it off someone for $100
Mm.
the tickets, and I had to go with the group of people, and I was underage, and I drank my first illegal beer when I went, and then the other time, me and Mark Poopaback were just talking on the phone, and I wasn't paying attention to the call a little bit, and I was going on Louis C.K.'s website, and it's like just the tickets were free, or sorry, not free, like they just were open to the public to buy at like 2 a.m. And I'm like, yo, Mark, we're getting tickets. They were like $35.
Wow.
It's crazy. That yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see him live. But yeah,
Genius, man.
so Chris Rock,
Chris
Louis
Rock,
C.K.
Louis C.K. Superheroes. Fucking trying to think like Deadpool.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not though. I like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's an easy one. Batman. But like every time, you know what it is? It's like I'll watch a superhero movie and be like, amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't. I'm like, but I know the comics must be better.
Yeah.
Are they?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's all just there's so many different stories. I think like fucking fanboys sometimes get too caught like with shit like, oh, it's comic book accurate and all this stupid shit. It's like comic books aren't comic book accurate, you know, like lots of people just take these characters and tell completely different stories that have nothing to do with like the main continuity. That's what comic books are. So I don't really mind as long as it's just done well and things make sense. I'm generally happy, you know. I like DC a little more just because I feel like they take more risks with their movies, and their movies are more different from one to the other.
Yeah. Whereas
Marvel is like kind of the same thing, just packaged with different leads and stuff, you know, different characters. So.
You ever heard of the graphic novel Preacher?
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
I haven't read it either, but I do know it. Yeah.
I read the whole thing and then I just sold it after.
Oh, you did?
I don't know if I'll read it again.
Yeah.
But it's about this preacher who realizes God is an asshole. And he makes his journey to kill God and Jesus.
Oh, shit.
It's so good.
All right.
I think it's worth reading. I think that's probably a superhero, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's in a comic, but I don't know.
Sure, maybe. You can put him. Preacher. Is that what he, like, his like...
Well, he had a power. Like,
name?
he had, like, obviously he had something that made God worried. So God was avoiding him. So the whole series about him trying to find God, which is kind of funny.
Did they only kind of do one? Like one series of it, kind of like they did with Watchmen, or like they did a series.
Oh, you mean one volume?
Yeah. Or is there multiple? Is this like an ongoing thing?
It was like 15 issues, maybe. I don't know. It was a fair bit of reading, but it was good.
All right.
It was good.
And I guess, dude, we'll finish with Shania Twain songs. You don't seem like the kind of person that would listen to... I don't even really know what that means. That would listen to Shania Twain, but I feel like...
It makes sense.
That's fucking exciting, bro, and I like that shit. You know? I like meeting just like anybody who's like... Just doesn't fit the mold, like a... You know? Just a massive black dude who's like listening to like... fucking Garth Brooks. Or like, just weird shit like that where you're like... You know,
it's like if you told everyone you did ballet.
Yeah, bro. like
no way.
I mean, yeah, like
if you're like doing perfect twirls and shit, I'd be like, what the fuck, Paul?
Well, like dude, if there was like another comedian who like Angela Scanura, she does like dancing and shit.
Yeah,
like,
she does the Scottish dancing.
Yeah, man.
But if she said she was really into like nipple clamps that made her tits bleed, I'd be like, wow, interesting. Okay, that made no sense, but whatever.
Like, I feel like she might be into that.
Maybe. Okay, so then what would not fit the mold for Angelica?
I don't know. Let's say, like hunting.
Blackface?
If she was like... definitely not her thing, for sure.
That's not her thing. I don't know.
I don't know, man. But if I found out she was like a hunter, I'd be like, oh, that doesn't... I don't know. I don't really know.
Or if she did a really
I don't know her too well. I just know her a little, but...
If she did a really good Robert De Niro impression.
That would be fucking amazing. All right, dude. You want to go first with these songs, or?
Oh yes. Oh, you have some too, huh?
I can do them. I can do them. Like I said, with the musicians you sent me, she wasn't my favorite out of them, but this is the most. I can't even remember, but I just remember being like, this one's going to be the most interesting, and this is the weirdest one. So I thought it was good, and I could do 5. From This Moment, number 1. And there's probably not going to be any B-sides. I don't even know what Shania Twain B-sides are.
I'm probably not there either.
Okay.
I just started, but I love it.
I'm Out of Here.
Okay.
You're Still the One.
Yep.
Forever and For Always.
Yep.
And That Don't Impress Me Much.
Okay.
The one that I really don't like is her... Actually, no. You tell me yours, and then I'll say if I like it or not.
I kind of want to know.
The Man I Feel Like a Woman?
That's my first one.
Oh, no! I can't get into it, bro. I can't get into it.
It's so goofy.
Yeah.
Like, you're hearing that synthesizer, do.
I like that part.
Like, that shit is hilarious.
It's mainly like the I don't know. I just can't get behind what she's talking about.
She's not politically correct at all. Like, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is old school white woman that were like, you could grab my tit. Like, it was like a different time. Like, because you ever hear about, like, I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh, this is country because this is like Me Too Central. Like, if you hear old country, you're like, oh my God, these guys are...
New country is not the same either. I feel
very poppy.
They're trying to be like rappers, bro. Like honky tonk, but donka donk.
Yeah.
Like no, yo, just be country.
Old country is
just
like
be country. It's okay.
Some guy who can't stop smoking and his kids don't like him, but then he's gonna drive a Range Rover to clear his head. And alcoholism, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
That's like what it is. But
beating your wife, maybe.
And then that song, "If You Want to Touch Her, Ask."
Okay,
like that's a song by her. I'm like, oh, I'm like, this is unique.
Yeah,
it's unique. I like her lyrics. And it's not that even if I don't even know if I condone the lyrics, but I like hearing of a different time. I think that's always interesting. Like I like hearing about what is it like the 60s, the 50s, and the 60s are interesting time in the South. I'm fascinated by that shit.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm holding on to love. You got away, and honey, I'm home.
Okay, I know that one.
That's my list.
Shania Twain. All right, bro. We can end with one of these bad boys.
Uh-oh.
And then we'll
top picks.
Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. I can go first.
Okay.
When you make a mistake that others find funny, are you able to laugh at yourself? I think this is like not a good question for a comedian, but you kind of got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Sometimes it's harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder for me. Like I think the comedians become comedians because they want to control who laughs at them. Like they can control what, but there's always an insecurity that you can't touch. Like sometimes, like everyone has it.
Yeah.
That they just won't talk about this.
Because
it'll just bring out something. Because I think a lot of comedians are real sad, man.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm sad too. Like
I think the best. Yeah. Definitely.
But sometimes, like someone's like, "Hey, man, your shirt is long," and I'm like, I don't know.
But that's not even like a mistake. That's just like them just, I don't know, critiquing you.
I don't know all the continents. I'm just like, oh shit. I don't know. Or my multiplication tables don't know them. Flaws.
Yeah, it's funny. I definitely can see what you're saying. And
like, I mean, there's little things that you're like, oh, fuck.
There's definitely... Yeah, most of the time, like, it's very hard to embarrass me. I don't believe in, like... I don't know, guilty pleasures. But if it was, like, a mistake that I was already, like, just blowing up and, blowing out of proportion and had under a microscope and someone...
If someone pointed it out.
Was just dry about it and pointed it out in a dry way.
Yeah, you feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that
90% of the time I feel like...
You can brush it off.
Yeah.
But then there's that 10% that gets you. And you're like,
this thing, like, it's, like, weird because...
It shouldn't.
I'll go to, like, things and I'll get roasted at shows and my girlfriend will see and then she'll, like, tell me just a little bit about how she feels about one of my jokes. And she always says, like, comedians are so sensitive. And I'm like... It's weird because, like, we can take a lot of shit, but then,
and then there's
exactly
what
you... Yeah, dude.
Like a girl makes a face at me, I'm like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Like, I'm in my head about it. But then if someone, like, leaves the show or calls me a piece of shit, like, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
yeah.
You suck at comedy. I'm like,
you're just being a dickhead, bro.
All right. Yeah. I'll just walk it off. But yeah, like, we're sensitive, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're insensitively sensitive.
Yes. Comedians. Insensitively sensitive. It makes sense.
Yeah. Sense. All right.
What you got?
Are you a planner or prefer to be spontaneous? It's an exciting question.
To be real, I'm more of a planner. Like you were saying, like you'll like go on stage with just like an idea and just kind of like do that. Like I'm very Like if I show you how I write my sets.
Yeah.
And stuff. And don't get me wrong, I don't like. When I first started out, I was very much like, I need to say this word for word, and I'm not like that anymore. But I still write things out a certain way. And then now I'm more focused on, as long as I can get from A to B to C to D, and get laughs in between, then I'm good. And I'm kind of getting better at it. But no, I'm definitely like, I write fucking budgets out for like, my next paychecks, and like I do a lot of
that's really good though.
Yeah,
that's incredible. I wish my mom's like that.
Yeah,
her accountant said she's the most organized client she's ever had, like almost on like an autistic level.
Yeah,
she keeps her receipts.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my god, what?
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
Must be, because it's probably from anxiety, maybe. You think so?
Sometimes, for sure.
But I don't have that. Like, I don't have as much. Like, my anxiety comes from like, oh, did I bother someone that is close to me?
Yeah.
But like, maybe if like that wasn't the biggest problem in my life, like, oh my god, how am I gonna eat next week? Like, then maybe my priorities would change.
Fair.
You know what I mean? So like, cause you're living on your own.
Yeah.
Right. So like, that's why you would budget. But some people don't, and that amazes me.
Yeah.
Cause I'd budget if I was living alone. But like, some people like live literally with zero in their bank account all the time. Yeah. And you're like, how do you do that?
Yeah, man.
It scares me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like scavenging shit now, and I guess I'm spontaneous, but I do try and plan something, but it's loose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if there's something happening, are you usually the one that's like messaging people, or you're the one getting the message?
Man, my friends are dicks. Like I just want to see them, so I'll be like, come over, like whenever. Like it's not. That's what I say, whenever. So that's me not planning, but planning. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
But like, people get mad at me because I show up late because I don't know. I get distracted sometimes, but like, I'm changing that. Like I was on time.
It's just time, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's just time. It's no big deal. How often do you try new or uncomfortable things? What's the most recent example?
I guess yesterday I didn't write out a set list properly because I was late, and I like for shows I try and be on time so I can sit down and think about.
We can blame Mark for that though.
It was a little bit Mark's fault. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was. And then me not knowing Toronto. Whatever. It's not Mark's fault.
It really doesn't matter anyway.
But in my heart I was frustrated.
Yeah.
And then
I was worried too. You guys got there and it was gone, yo.
Yeah.
You know?
But I got there and you and Mark disappeared, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Mark was supposed to go on before you.
Mark was supposed to go on before me. Yeah. Mark disappears. And, I'm not mad at that. And then you were like, Davin, you're going on. And I'm like, when? She's finishing. And I'm like, what? I didn't even write some shit. And so You
did so well, though, dude.
Because I ran, and the adrenaline was still there, and sweat was dripping from my forehead. And I was like, I can't even do my material without bringing up shit that just went down. And like, that was uncomfortable for me, but I don't mind it. Also, like, saying weird things in elevators or in lines at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, I was with my girl, and I was in line, and I was like, yeah, I'd have a dick in my ass. And then the guy behind me or in front of me was like, what the fuck? Cause that's uncomfortable, but it's like they're not gonna see you.
Yeah.
I think absurd things are way better. Like why live your life right? Like, quote unquote right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do something a little bit weird.
Go through your whole life not taking a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boring as fuck, dude.
So boring, man. And you actually probably become a worse person because then you start hating on people that are creative.
Yeah, yeah.
Hating on people that are trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying. You're not even succeeding, you're trying. And they hate on you.
Well, there's a lot of that, though.
Yeah. So the question, are you... Oh, did you answer?
Oh,
my bad.
I guess, for me, trying new things... I try to do them as often as possible. I like to, like, I've been bungee jumping. I'm super afraid of heights. But it's just something I'm like, I'm not letting the fear control me.
Did you go to the CN Tower and go on that glass floor?
No. Well, the glass floor I've been
scary.
on. I'm actually planning on doing that edge walk for an episode of the podcast. And, like, I have a friend, like, one of my oldest friends from, like, middle school.
Okay.
And she's going to, like, do it with me. And, like,
That's
we
awesome.
wanted to do it, like, last year. And then shit just didn't work out. So, hopefully this year before weather gets shitty.
Get it.
But I would say for me, like, the most recent would be this ref thing. Like, I'm a skinny dude. Mm-hmm. And, like, I know some of the wrestlers. Yeah. But, like, going into that kind of thing as, like, just, like, this smaller guy, not really. I knew a couple of, well, maybe, like, 2 of the wrestlers. And then, you know, I was just kind of, I would go to classes and the 2 people I wouldn't know would be there. I was actually just even going to my very first seminar. I was, like, trying to get someone to come with me because I didn't want to go alone. But I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm so interested in this. Like,
yeah, might as well.
You know, at a certain point, you just, you got to stop making excuses. You got to realize what you're doing is making excuses and just be like, no, fuck that. Like, why? What's stopping me? You know?
Yeah, man. Fuck. That's a good way to handle it. The question is, are you a good judge of character? Heavy. I'm
better than I was. I think I am a lot better. I wouldn't say I'm the best, you know, but as time goes on, you just kind of learn how to weed out the dickheads, or just how to just, like, not even, or just avoid them, that kind of shit, you know what I mean? But, like, earlier on, you know, a lot of people owe me money, and, like, just, like,
really,
shitty.
huh?
Yeah, I lived on my own since I was, like, young, dude, like, like, just under 17.
Wow.
Like, my birthday's in January.
Budget.
And I was 16, and I moved out in the September form. So, like, 4 months before I was 17.
Did you start cooking? Were you a chef then?
No, man. I started cooking, like 10 years ago.
So, did you fund that yourself?
What?
Culinary school?
Well, see, it was kind of like a weird thing. Like, a whole bunch of shit just happened, and I was just kind of dealing with things, and things just started to fall into place. And I was like, well, I'm going to if the door's open, I'm going to check it out. So I almost committed suicide once, and then I was kind of on, like, OW, like, welfare for a brief, like, 2 times in my life. And yeah, this time I, you know, was going through some mental shit, and I ended up going to counseling, and my counselor, through the welfare, so I didn't have to pay for the counselor.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know?
Was she or he?
It was a lady.
She good?
Yes.
Yeah.
And her name was, like, Rose something, but she was really good, and she, you know, really got my mind on the right track, and was like, what do you want to do? And I was, like, telling her the things that I was interested in, and she's like, we have this program, it's like a pre-apprenticeship thing, and, like, all she had guaranteed to me was doing, like, this, like, 4 or 5 month pre-apprenticeship program at, like, a halfway house. This is true. And, like, so a bunch of people that were on welfare, they took part in this program. And the idea is, you know, so they can get off welfare eventually, right? That's the idea. And then the success rate in the program was, like, real shit. And the year that I did it, like, or the time that I did it, my crew, my class, like, we all killed it. And then we got asked if we wanted to do, like, a year at Humber, and they were going to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah. And so we did that, and again, no joke, and, like, bro, I'm not someone who did well in high school, to be honest, but I wasn't really interested in a lot of shit. This is something I was interested in. So, like, when I went, I actually studied for, like, the first time in my life in college,
and it worked,
and we all did really well. Like, I got honors, like, the first fucking year. Second year, actually, so honors was, like, 80% and higher. And the second year that I went, so we were only supposed to do 1 year, did really well again, and they were like, we can extend this 2 years for you guys.
Really?
So I got 2 years, like, basically scholarship.
Wow. You
know, and second year they raised the fucking honors to 85, and I just missed it. If it was still 80, I would have got it the second year, but I didn't. Man. Yeah. But, man.
Wow.
And that was just like, yeah, like 10 or so years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, look at you now, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
And like a breakup is what got me into comedy. Like, was there anything like super negative that was the... Because I find like a lot of people, like something falls apart in their life and they like gravitate towards comedy because it's like, it's healing kind of in a way. Was there anything like that for you?
I had a positive experience on when I realized I knew I could.
All right.
Because I did a speech at a family friend's 80th birthday when I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
But my father, I have a divorced family, but like my father, he's my father's friend, and my father said, "You're writing a speech for his birthday." I said, "What? I don't want to talk in front of people. I'm 15. I don't know." And he's like, "Just write one. You're not gonna do it." I'm like, "Okay." So I wrote a speech. I had one joke, and then they started bringing up the people, and no one talked to me. So I was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do a speech." And I got called up. They're like, "Davin Pang's gonna do some poetry." I'm like, my dad is a dumbass. He's so stupid. I was so angry. Like, I don't have a good relationship with him. And I got up. I'm like, I don't have any poetry. Like, I was gonna like do some haiku. I was so mad, and I told my one joke, and it like got like a 30-second laugh. About because the guy's 80 and he answers phones like there's no such thing as caller's ID.
Yeah.
Okay, you go, Peter, like he always says his name, and it's like, who does that? And I was making fun of that, and everyone was dying because I think everyone felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, even he has caller ID, doesn't read it. He's so old, and everyone's laughing, and I'm like, I could be a comedian. And but I think I had a bad childhood, like people just telling me like, cause my mom dated a lot of guys and they were like not the nicest people, and I was angry. Like I don't want to say I was a bully, but I was probably on the edge. I'm like a modern day high school movie bully who was verbally mean, like, hey man, like,
yeah,
why are you this religion? Like I was like a dumbass like that. And I was so angry, but I always felt bad. Yeah. And I realized I had the empathy, but I was angry because my home life sucked. And I was so mean to people that were nice to me. Or at least I felt like I was mean because I apologized to pretty much everyone later. And they're like, what do you mean? You're really friendly. And I was like, you're a bit of a dick, but like it's not that bad. Like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, it's my head. But like I use comedy as like a defense mechanism, and I did it one day, like, cause I heard Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy started at 15, and I'm like, I'm late to the game. I have anxiety.
That's crazy.
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, I gotta start soon, otherwise I'm not gonna be funny.
That's crazy that you felt late.
Yeah, I felt late.
Like, so
Cause yeah.
You're not late, bro. You're gonna kill it, dude.
Man, hopefully, but like, it's all ruthless, man.
What do you mean by that?
Like people, like, you, like when I see like Dave Chappelle, sometimes I think they broke him. Like he's still hilarious, he's still a comic genius, but like you can see so much pain just from the Chappelle show, which would look like a fun time when it probably was when they were making it, but then the business aspect, like. Yeah. It's so sad, like, I hear about, like, comedians, and I'm like, man, like, I want to be, like Kevin Hart, maybe. Like, maybe not Kevin Hart, but, like I want to be making movies, like, have these specials and shit, like, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, like, I want to be like that, but I'm like, man, like, you have to be, like Heisenberg level badass, too, at the same time, like, the one who knocks, because, like, and I'm a bit of a pushover. And I defend people that aren't good sometimes because I try and see the good in people. That's my empathy. Because I know no one's inherently bad. I don't think so. Other than like serial killers and like psychopaths, like, man, like I had a friend like in high school who had multiple personality disorder. The kind, like, his eye would change colors when he changed into the other thing. I never saw it, but he told me. Could have been lying, I don't know. But, and I was like, oh, this guy is just like me. You know, everyone says like we're different, but man, like you could make friends with like You could go to a black hairdresser place and you could find some commonalities, of course. Like, obviously, I don't have the hair. I don't have hair. We have short hair. Like, I'd just be sitting. But, like, you know what I mean? But, like, you'd find something to talk about.
You have more in common with most people than you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's
we're
what
humans.
People tend to focus on.
We're humans. People look at race like it's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
People look at, like, oh, he's rich. Oh, he's poor.
Yeah.
Man, but we're all insecure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all addicted to our phones.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's the thing where I'm like, I gotta become, like, I gotta be hard-shelled, but I'm too soft sometimes, and, like, it's a battle, you know?
No, I know what you mean, man.
Yeah, man.
I know what you mean. I used to have a lot more metal in my face back in the day just because I was like, I don't know, man. I think somewhere subconsciously I just want people to leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean?
Right,
so.
But you see that, like, and then so, like, my first thought would be the instant judgment, like, oh my God, like, this guy, what is he? Like, but then you talk to, like, I'm talking to you right now, and we're very similar.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But people don't make the effort.
Yeah.
People don't make the effort. A lot of people, especially, I think a lot of, like, university educated people that were pretty wealthy that didn't have to work regular jobs are dicks, bro, because they don't know what work is, man. Like, I mean, obviously they work hard in their own sense, but, like, they don't know, like, to be shit on by customers or just being scared about bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being horrified. But at the same time, they probably could find a commonality.
You could.
Yeah.
For sure you could.
Always. Yeah. But, I don't know. I'm talking about something.
Oh, no, man. It's all good.
Yeah. I'm probably a bad judge of character.
Did you answer?
Are you a good judge of character? I'm probably a bad judge of character because I want to believe everyone's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll be defending some people that...
Yeah, I've done it too, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
we've all been there, and it's like, oh, I didn't think me, or, you know, you just, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You live and you learn, though, man, you know?
Yeah, man. That's why it's hard with the... like.
Just don't let shitty people make you shitty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't be jaded. You gotta let your inner child be free and shit like that, man.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, man.
All right, dude. Well, I guess you can let these people know where to get at you, and we'll get out of here.
Instagram, Davin is trying. Email, Davin, tnpang@gmail.com. I don't know if you figure out how to spell it. Facebook, Davin Morpheus Pang. Phone number, not gonna give it. Yeah, I don't know.
Go check out his fucking album, SoundCloud. What do you want on SoundCloud?
Oh yeah, SoundCloud. Morpheus Trap Lord on SoundCloud. Soon stuff will be on Spotify. I don't know how soon, but it'll be there.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for being here. Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code Pillow Talk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code Pillow Talk to save 30%. Go get your tickets to Lafiteria. Go get your tickets to the monthly show. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.